Yo, what's good? What's good? Let me talk to y'all real quick about growing as an entrepreneur, okay? Now, there are a couple things I want you to understand. We're talking about entrepreneurship from the perspective of a profit, not from the perspective of Forbes, uh, 30 under 30, or a major multimillionaire entrepreneur. This could be an entrepreneur who started a local fish shop, or somebody who's trying to sell clothes in their local neighborhood, or somebody who started a basketball team or a basketball club or a basketball organization. This could be an entrepreneur, somebody who bakes pies in the community. This is small profit work based entrepreneurship. And I say small from the context of the external growth of it. Meaning, as an entrepreneur, you're probably not selling your products or services internationally unless you do e-commerce, which means you have a website, you've listed your products and services on the website, and you sell your products and services there. That's when you may do a little bit of international entrepreneurship. But other than that, your demographic, your target audience as an entrepreneur is probably people in your local community. Now, I live in Philadelphia. One reason why I'm tailoring my message this way is because Philly based entrepreneurship requires you to love the Lord more than you love money. Matthew 6 and 24 tells us that no man can serve both God and mammon. Okay, now I'm currently studying the Bible from the New Revised Standard Version, um, and the writing is a little bit different. But my point is, you can't serve or please or satisfy God and money. Money is flesh, God is spirit. And so, if you're doing entrepreneurship as a profit, you want to make sure that you're serving the Lord. Okay, now when you do entrepreneurship as a profit, God pays attention to how you steward over that which is preparation. So, as an entrepreneur right now, I'm doing a lot of art. I have music in the mix, speaking through YouTube at Trey.Philly. I also have some other speaking opportunities coming up soon in Philadelphia. I also have writing. I'm writing ebooks. I'm finishing my ebook, one of two for this month. This one is titled The Pastor's Dilemma. I'm getting into the habit of writing ebooks and being creative in that way. I'm also creating things for his people to benefit from. God pays attention to how detailed I am, to how faithful I am, to the hours in which I get up and work and uh, perfect that which I will present. An entrepreneur who's a prophet, or a prophet entrepreneur, let's call them that, they really, really have to have a strong concern for their success in the spirit. Okay, which means your relationship with your mama and her opinion of your faithfulness before the Lord in art, which is a form of entrepreneurship. Like, if her perspective matters more to you than God's blessing on your life, then you have to reorder and restructure your house. Excuse me. Profit entrepreneurs have to begin to eliminate those which doubt them and the people who second guess their potential in Christ, because you're oftentimes, and you're always doing it by faith plus works, especially when you're getting started in a territory like Philadelphia. You don't have a lot of extra money to pour into your gift, your calling, your purpose. You don't have a lot of extra money to pour into your business venture or your organization. So you're doing a lot of it by faith plus works. You might be fundraising. You might be trying to design the first few patterns of your clothing, so you can release a small collection. Maybe if this is January, a small winter collection of your sweaters or of your sweatshirts, and you're trying to sell those so that you can bring in some cash flow and some revenue into the business or the company or the organization or the venture. And you got to figure out how to put the money back into this organization or this business so that you can sell more products and services. So you really need the help of the Lord in a territory like Philadelphia, where everybody has different prophetic concerns. Some people are single mothers and they have a hyper prophetic concern on their children growing in the Lord and growing in Christ, and they understand up here church is not enough, and they understand that the school system is not going to talk about God, and they understand that grandma might be struggling to be a prophet up here because she's got to get in the Word and read the Bible more, and there's not a mother's board up here, and there's not a lot of sorority activity. There aren't a lot of public black prophets up north who are really, really serving the Lord, and God has exalted them. You know what I'm saying? And they make themselves publicly available. A lot of times today, because of the influence of social media, people prophetically are looking for the Lord to give them a big break. You know what I'm saying? People used to, before social media became so dominant in the definition of success and the definition of prosperity and the measurement of the worth of your life, people used to just do stuff and be faithful and intercede and make room for God to develop them and grow them right there in that place in which they were coming to the true knowledge of the Son of God, but also growing in their personal relationship with the Lord and impacting other people. Now, social media has made success measurable by follower count and by marketing standards. Who's reposting you and who's tagging you and who are you pictured with? It's like this small incubator space where prophets would really, really just tarry in their gifts before the Lord. Like I, I live in DC. I got to a nightclub and I started doing comedy there, and that's a big, big break for me. I'm doing comedy in my local community, in a major city, in my city, and I'm not from DC. I moved to DC with my aunt or whatever the case is. Prophets used to be just grateful that God gave them that breakthrough. But now prophets oftentimes want the big stages and the big platforms without the proper development and preparation. So they are unsatisfied with their journey with the Lord unless it includes marketing and major publicity and a huge following. Oh, now I have monetization on YouTube, so I know I'm successful. People who are wise will tell you that your process to a predestined place can never be measured by anything worldly. Okay, people who are wise will tell you that I used to play basketball when I was younger. I was so grateful for the opportunity to get to practice early to prepare for practice. I'm on the team, I'm starting on the team, but I was grateful for the opportunity to rack the balls. I was grateful for the opportunity to make sure the bathroom was straight, to clean the gym floor. I was grateful for the opportunity to put out the snacks. I was grateful for the opportunity to review as a leader on the team the practice schedule, stretch time, um, team review time. How did we do last game? Like really, really, how did we do? Like, did we not communicate enough as a team? Or did the points not come from the rebounding the way they should have? I was grateful for the opportunity to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? Those type of prophets who understand that God really, really does not care about small external places of acknowledgement. The Lord does not delight in the moment, for instance, biblically, where David slain however many thousands and Saul slain whatever hundreds or tens. Well, I forgot the number, but God does not delight in the people's acknowledgement of who you become and who you are. For the people don't have a plan for your life the way that God does. The people don't know your process the way that God does. The people aren't as concerned about your attitude towards your sister while God is blessing you and prospering you as an artist. The people don't have an eternal focus on your life. The people are just going to be quick hey and buys. Oh, wow, look at you. You're doing this by 30. Oh, my goodness, you did something again. The older you get, the more of an adult you become, the less you should be concerned with what others have to say about you. Now, see, that's a hard thing for a lot of adults is I just don't care what my mama got to say. I don't care what my brother got to say. I don't care what my sister got to say. I don't care what nobody got to say but God. It takes 50, 60 years as a prophet to get to that place, especially in some of the places where we are the most called and the most sanctified and set apart and the most crushed and the most anointed. I just don't care what you got to say. Because see, when I look at my music, the way my heart is shaped towards love and the way my heart is shaped towards messaging, like giving real, real honest messages about life, my music ain't for the people who love church. The way my heart has been broken by black women over the last 10 years, My music is not for the mother of the church. My music is for 18 to 30 olds who can be honest about the fact that, yeah, there was some moments when my mom was really unfaithful as a mother, and she was a single mother, but that doesn't begin to acknowledge her unfaithfulness. There were some times when I had some big dreams as a child, and my mama didn't sow into them. There were some times in which my mama saw me making personal prophetic progress in some areas, and she pushed me to my grandma, knowing my grandma did not have the same line of sight on life that my mother did. That my mother comes from a new generation from my grandmother. That my grandmother liked to sit at home and watch Golden Girls and all that stuff all the time. But my mother was actually out at work and out and about in the community, and she knew somebody who could have helped me, but my mama was jealous and didn't want to bless me that way. See, oftentimes we get caught up in the worldly narrative of people's potential, or people being burden bearers. Oh, this is for the single mothers. Yeah, okay. In the eyes of God, she's a prophet. Yes, she's a single mother. Then I will send a prophet to help her. But that woman is actually a prophet, and I know that woman. That's how the Lord talks. I know that woman to bear burdens that will blow your understanding. She raised her brothers and sisters. She raised her niece and nephews. She ain't no single mother. That's a prophet. She goes out her way to help her kindred. Now it's just the fact that she got left to raise her children when she was in love with her partner, and it was natural conception. This is not a place where she actually has a pure and clean heart. This is a place in her life where she actually is bitter. Yes, she's a single mother, but she's quitting on me in the spirit because her bitterness is rooted in the fact that there's nothing she can do about this baby daddy, these two baby daddies she got, that don't want to help her with these kids, but they want more of her. If you know what I'm saying. There ain't nothing she can do about the fact that, yeah, as a prophet and as a person, as a woman, I still want more of my baby daddy. I still want more of my baby daddy, but I don't want a family with this man because I know he's too irresponsible. But see, at the same time, this black woman who is strong and who is a prophet in her generational bloodline and also in her family and also in her community, she has a reputation and she has an estimable nature where she does more than just be a mother. Baby, she run the local business. She runs a local restaurant, but there's this place of affliction in her life and in her heart where she cannot be narcissistic about it lest she damage her calling in Christ. Because the Lord told her to be a peacemaker right there with the fact that they left her. But she wants to be the same woman who she was when she conceived the children. See, sometimes uh, that which you are blessed in, I'm blessed in motherhood. I'm blessed in fatherhood. For me as a male prophet, I'm blessed in fatherhood. That is the place where the Lord works on your endurance. How much can you endure right there for my sake? And see, this is the topic, and this is a talk that a lot of people don't want to talk about too often. And the fact that sometimes we get tired of enduring in a sanctified place. I'm set apart right here. There's a certain way I do fatherhood. There's a certain way some people do motherhood, where God will always get the glory out of it eventually. Eventually, my seeds will have water and there will be fruit. And I promise you, people will see what I sowed into those prophets' life. And I don't have to get acknowledgement. That's why the Lord exalts me, because I'm humble right there. But uh, God, people will see that I sowed words of life into their gifts, their callings, and their purpose. I sowed money. I sowed traveling opportunities. Come on, let's go learn about this over here, STEM, and let's do this. I had a bigger mindset. I was the auntie who was concerned about the babies understanding engineering from a worldly perspective and from a prophetic perspective. That engineering, it may start like this for a prophet who's in homelessness and poverty, but the world says engineers have mechanical engineering degrees, they're chemical engineers. But the real thing is, what type of engineering does God need you to do? You know what I'm saying? Do you need to engineer on YouTube, or do you need to engineer at a university? Y'all stay tuned. I love you. My name is Trey. I got more for you coming soon.